What is going on, guys? Welcome to Silver Age Sunday. Thank you so much for tuning in to this fantastic weekend. I got back from SuperCon yesterday, had a blast there, and I'll talk about a lot of that stuff. But I do have a great panel with me. For those who are tuning in, of course, I am Cookie, your host, Just a Little Podcast, a weekly pop culture podcast that circles around everything pop culture from TV, films, video games, comic books, anime, and so much more. And this is Silver Age Sunday. So let me bring in our wonderful panel. We'll start off with the guy from way across the other side of the ocean, the eastern seaboard, if you will. He is the one who brings the oriental flavor that we know and love. He's none other than Cantonese Comic Kid.
What's up, guys? And how you guys doing? I got a bunch of stuff this week. Oh, well, I got a couple of major things this week. Cookie's probably already seen the video.
Yeah, they were great. Definitely want to see him again for sure.
Yeah. So let's bring in our other guest.
Yes,
that we have.
So to fuse two things together, sometimes you need a little bit of metal. And what better metal than none other than BronzeAgeBryon? How you doing, sir?
I am excellent. Hope all the Bronze Age believers out there are having a good Sunday.
Absolutely. How's everything on your end? I haven't talked to you in a while.
I know it's been a little bit. I'm anxious to hear about your SuperCon stuff. I was telling Jeff and been talking to Sean and some of the others. Just got back from Texas last weekend. Was there for 4 or 5 days. My wife and I visiting a friend and hit up some LCSs. And those videos will start trickling out on the channel in the days ahead.
Awesome. Very cool stuff. I have another guy backstage. I don't know if he's ready yet, so I'll hold off for right now. But yeah, SuperCon was absolutely great. I actually had a blast. This is my first con that I had the opportunity to go and be a part of it, not have to actually pay to get in. So I actually got press pass for the first time ever.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna try for every con.
Right? Definitely gonna be trying out for MegaCon to see.
The worst thing they can say is no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the main reason why I kind of did for SuperCon was just like, you know what, let me see if I can make it happen. And if I can, great. If I can't, I can't. Not a big deal.
Well, yeah, but not only that, but they probably look to see not just your YouTube. They probably looked at your podcast to see how many people actually listen to your podcast more than YouTube. Anyways, if they see, he got a low count on YouTube, but his podcast got over 1 million, something listens.
Absolutely.
Then they're gonna go,
For sure. You know what's actually crazy is this show. What makes it larger than life is the guy who's shaking his head backstage, smiling at me. It's Puff Comics 83.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man? You doing all right, Sean?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay.
Awesome stuff.
Did you go to the Jimmy Hart thing yesterday?
No, I ain't go to that.
Oh, okay.
I got a chance to meet him early in the year, so
awesome.
That was good enough.
I actually got to go and meet DMC Daryl. What a great dude. Like I went there for Boatwright family, the entire family. I went there for them and hung out with Daryl for like a good while. There was a line behind me, and every single person that he went up there and talked to, whether you bought something from him or not, he would talk to you, interact with you, have a great time. And he was an exceptional human being. And like knowing his past, knowing where he came from and how he got into music, then how he got into comics and his story, like everything in between is exceptional. He's a really, really humble guy. And he's still like Jack Diesel, like he's still built. And I'm like crazy, like this guy's like pushing 50 probably, and he's still solid as a rock. And it's crazy because like who else is solid as a rock is this guy right here, Magic Lasso.
What's going on, everybody?
What up, sir?
And who doesn't enjoy a good Fantastic Four book? This is the oldest one in my collection. It's Fantastic Four number 43, and I think that's 1965. I'd certainly love to get some older than this, FF, and hopefully someday I can. But as for right now, I'm still happy to have this one in the collection. And it's great to be with you guys on another Silver Age Sunday.
Very awesome. I think this is my oldest one that I have.
Nice.
This is issue 39.
Oh, nice.
So that's my oldest.
I think they did a True Believers reprint on that, and I think I have the True Believers version.
Awesome. It's a really nice book. I read it very gingerly and I loved it. Let's see. Do you want to go and read off the chat for me, sir?
I can't see them. So, we have Varangian Vigilante. Hi, Vivi. We have Ben Compton. What's going on? You know, Ben Compton owns the first appearance of Supergirl, and he got it for like a killer price too. I'm so jealous.
Of course you are.
The one and only
Kalis.
Okay, great to see. I'm sorry, it's not your name. It's the size of the font.
Papers, Lasso. Get these for the papers.
It looks like it's Zen Multiverse.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
What's up, Zen? This is like the eye test at the DMV.
You're passing, though. You are passing.
Which Cyclops fails every time?
Yes, he would.
Hey, Cookie, speaking of DMC, you know, he had his books there.
So he didn't have any books, but he had trades. He had, I guess, I don't know if his books are normal size books, but these things were thick. They were thick than like Pickle Rick. That's how thick they were. They were.
His books are usually thick, like the
They
trades.
are okay. So yeah, this was like trade side. So he had issue 2 and issue 3 there.
Nice. So
I ended up getting
message
some
you
stuff
to
for
pick
both.
up 3 for me, but
Oh, you should have told me. I would have happily picked it up, man. My bad.
it's all right. Eventually, one day I'll meet him, man. Because you know, Run DMC was my favorite group growing up as a kid.
There. Okay. I forgot. I forgot that's who you were talking about. I forgot. Completely forgot.
Yeah, he's such a humble guy, and he sat there talking to you for a while, and he, like, you, of course, to speak to him to get anything signed, he would charge, like, his book was $20, and then he would charge an additional $20 to go in to get a signature and get a photo. But he was extremely humble. He sat there talking to you. He didn't rush you, even though there's people behind you. He didn't care. He was there for you, and that's what made it kind of very special.
Yeah, that's what makes it. Yeah, that's what makes it special with those guys. It's like,
yes.
You know, they care about you.
Especially considering that he wasn't going to be there on Sunday, so he's going to try and meet everybody that he can on Saturday.
When I did talk to him about it, and he was actually kind of back and forth before, and I guess his manager was there with him. And when I was sitting there listening to him talk, and they were like, "Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to make it to the con because everybody kind of kept flaking out. They were watching MegaCon beforehand. They saw how many people flaked out on that, and they said that they weren't sure. And he's like, he really thought back to himself, and he said that my reason for getting into comics is because I read it as a kid, and it uplifted me into who I am today, and it made me who I am today. And he's like, I want to be that for somebody else. And he's like, that's the reason why I wrote comics, and that's the reason why I'm here. Even though COVID's going on, he's like, I can still impact somebody who comes to the con. If it's a little kid or an adult, I can still impact them. So I thought that was very noble of him. What's going on, Larry?
And did you meet his next door neighbor, Alfu Richardson, the artist?
I did not. The con was surprising. There was actually a lot of artists there. Not necessarily like big name artists, but definitely there was a lot. And have you been to SuperCon?
Nah.
Okay, so MegaCon is probably about 2/3 the size of MegaCon on average.
I remember the first time we met Hialeah. I met Hialeah the first time I met him in person. First time I met, we went to SuperCon with 90. I remember.
So I would say minus 1/3 of the normal size of it because they made it a lot smaller, a lot more.
But is it in the same place, Cookie?
It's in the same place, but how they organized everything, a lot of it was taken up by the photo op section. Like pretty much the back of the con was all photo op section, and very much like Bronze Age, it was the same concept where you had that sheet between you. And I was really tempted to get Hayden Christensen, but after you told me like the horse that you went through, I was like, it doesn't make sense. Did
SuperCon notify people that the barriers were there?
I believe they were going to, but I don't think they did. Like when I was looking up all the information on there, it did say that they're going to have COVID protocols in place. Okay. So I don't know if that's like their barrier to go and say like, hey, even though you're going to have a photo op, it's not going to be the same as normal.
Yeah, because that was my big negative takeaway from MegaCon because I bought my photo op in advance and there was no mention of granted they just said COVID protocols, but I just figured that was mask or whatever. Yeah. But if they would have mentioned anything about that plexiglass barrier, I would have turned it down.
For sure.
Because they're already when you go up to sign, they're already behind plexiglass. Now you're taking a photo op, and now there's a damn plexiglass in between both of you guys. So it's what's the point?
Sure.
But I understand. You know what I mean? I understand, but
still. Same.
I understand too, but like Brian said, I think that you just need to be upfront and let people know what they're getting when they pay for it ahead of time so they can make a decision. Yeah. As long as you know ahead of time, that's cool. That's fine. I mean, it's cool and it's fine that they're doing it, but you give people the option. You don't bait and switch them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree. And that was my takeaway, is like, I don't want to take that chance in the event that that's what's going to happen. I don't want it to be where I'm stuck literally sitting behind a glass and I spent $160 to see Hayden Christensen and I can't throw sand at him. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm there to throw some sand at him in his face and say, you don't like sand, do you? But needless to say, it was a great experience. I had a ton of fun. It's not a MegaCon. I would definitely say that. I think MegaCon is a lot more tailored towards comic books, whereas SuperCon is a lot more of an anime style and video game style.
Yeah, I noticed anime and cosplay look like more than anything.
There was a lot of cosplay, and there was a lot of good cosplay. It was for the amount of production that they did to go and build the con, and the amount of publicity that it didn't have. I think they did a really, really good job, because they didn't push it like MegaCon. I think was heavily pushed, whereas SuperCon there wasn't a lot known, not a lot of things going on with it.
Well, don't forget, the year before it was canceled, and everybody that from the year before, and then everybody that wanted to go this year, anyways, on top of it. So,
for sure.
Did you run into Miami Geeks?
No, I didn't. I was. There were so many people there because I went Saturday. I was gonna go Sunday because I was talking to Hialeah and we were planning to try to go Sunday since it was gonna be a lot less people. And then when I found out that DMC was only going to be there on Friday and Saturday, I switched it up and I went Saturday, and I just lost track of time. I was like, all right, let me get there. I went to Waffle House in the morning. You know me, I have to go to Waffle House. Yes, sir. But it sucked though, because unfortunately I couldn't actually get to eat in there. So I ate in my buddy's car and we just ate and hung out there. And then we just drove straight to the con, and it was smooth. It was completely smooth getting in. They really did a good job in setting everything up. Like, I didn't have any issues. Went straight to will call. There was no line. They did lines once you pass will call, and they did line by line. And it was probably a few hundred in each line. They said, okay, row 1, you guys can all go in. Row 2, you guys can go in. Row 3, and so on. And it was smooth. Real chill.
You know who needs the Waffle House experience?
You do?
Besides me. But you know who needs that Waffle House experience more than any of us on this panel?
Who's that?
VV.
Oh, I think he would. He might actually enjoy it, to be honest with you. I think he would enjoy it.
I think he needs it. And you know what? Maybe that's what we should do. We should start a combination Comic-Con and then after party at the Waffle House. We'll have a Waffle Con.
Ooh.
And we will arrange it. We'll get guests that we like, and we'll do live streams and stuff from there, and we'll have Waffle Con.
That sounds good.
Wow, that's brilliant.
I'm telling you, an idea has been born on this show.
I'm down for it.
I'm down.
What's going on, Big Al? How you doing, sir?
Hey, Al, how are you doing?
Hey, shout out to Big Al. Me, him, possibly Remo are going to be on the shout out show for Rican at 4:00.
Nice. Yeah. Rican was telling everybody last night, saying you guys are going to be on.
I love waffles. My grandfather was in Luth Waffle, I can't pronounce that. I'm not even going to try. I was really tempted to. No, I can't. I'm not going to butcher it up.
It's got a suffix of waffle, though, so it's got to be good.
Yes, absolutely. So I'll show off a few books that I did pick up. One wasn't actually an AOK. He might hop in later, but I'm going to be doing a show with him later on today. It's X-Files.
Okay.
It's signed by Roy Thomas.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was really happy to go and pick this one up for my buddy Mike from Downright Nerdy Podcast. I ended up picking up this one, Star Trek Issue 1 TNG.
Nice.
Sir, so this is all signed by, who's it signed by? Pablo Marlowe.
Yeah, the artist.
And then this one was inspired because of Jeff, because of VV actually, and also because of Mr. G. So I've been wanting this run, and it's kind of an exclusive type of deal. It was.
Oh yeah, I know that one. I know the exclusive.
It was more of like a GoFundMe type of thing that happened to kind of get it kickstarted up, and then they did a Kickstarter for it as well. This is Samurai of Oz issue 1.
Similar. Is it the artist should be? Is it a female artist's name? It's
Yes,
Sun K or Sun whatever it is. Yeah.
So I picked that up. I was on the hunt for this thing for a while, and I'm really happy I got that book. So
she just did that. I just saw a
Wonder Woman
retailer exclusive for one of the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary one shots that's coming out. So she did one of the covers.
Yeah, she's actually from Canada too, I think.
Yeah, she's done Wonder Woman. She's done a big little China for like she does a lot of Xenoscope stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, so it was. I was really happy with picking this book up, and yeah, I didn't go crazy with my shopping. I really kind of just went.
Well, I'm guessing that book would have cost you the most out of the whole thing. I would think.
It did. I mean, I didn't spend a lot for these. I think I only spent $10 from these, and I actually got them from Dual Arts, his little section that he was at. I forgot the company he was working with, but Dual Art was there, and I actually got to hang out with him for a little bit.
Oh, that's cool.
I heard the news before all of you guys did, so sucker. But no, it's good. All good, my friend. All good. No worries. But yeah, this one only cost me, I think it was $15.
Okay, really so not too bad. Because online, I think online I saw for eBay it was going for way more than that. So I'm glad you got it for
$60 online.
Yeah.
And they had 3 of them. I was like, man, I should have picked up more. But
yeah, should have picked up more, and they okayed everybody. I'm just kidding.
Right? For sure.
Speaking of which, Jeff, I know you got that special commission on Friday that you did the unboxing of.
Pull it out.
And I actually was gonna get a frame today, so that's why I put it out of the box. It's better, closer to look at it. So she actually watercolored it, so it's actually kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So
full moon and a little bat there.
Yeah, my favorite part of it is for my friend Jeff on the back from Sarah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost a full moon.
Yeah.
I
see what you did there.
It is a full moon when you really look at it.
Yeah, and I picked up another major book.
Awesome.
Yeah, finally.
Oh, pull it back out again.
Yep. Finally.
Where'd you buy this one at?
Yeah. You guys already know.
Okay. Right on.
But I got a pretty decent deal on it, so I kept messing with them.
I caught the live stream that you guys were talking about, and Vivi was talking about that. He's like, "Yeah, you're gonna have some fun tonight."
Yeah.
So you guys,
I told him fun was later.
You guys picked up any books recently?
I recently got this.
Very nice.
And
I think this is what I needed to complete this whole run.
Right on.
Dr. Doom.
Heck yeah.
And I posted this on Instagram, but I give it some Silver Age Sunday love, man. Superman getting blasted by Martian Manhunter.
That is dope. I love.
He's always getting beat up in all those damn books.
Yeah, we make a running joke about it on the Comic Call crew, so I knew Matt would like it. And then I picked up some new books. I got Green Lantern Annual.
That's pretty cool.
Very nice cover.
Yeah.
I got Sensational Wonder Woman #7.
I hate that that's the final issue for that because I've really enjoyed that series.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
You never
know. Who's writing it?
It could be just like a teaser to say hey, we want to see how the audience enjoys it, and then continue on.
I really loved it this issue, Army of Darkness, 1970.
Yeah, I picked it up too.
That's intense.
Swamp Thing #7.
How are you liking Swamp Thing?
I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. Unlike this series where I'm not too much enjoying it, Spider-Man #73. I'm not feeling the Sinister War, and I'm just looking forward to end right now.
Gotcha.
And I got Eve #5.
Nice. Very good stuff.
That's it.
Hopefully my box will be coming soon from Marvelous Comics. Speaking of Marvelous Comics, you guys, check out the description down below. You can actually get 15% off the website. Anything on the website, you can actually get 15% off using my code, Just a Little Podcast. So check him out. A lot of cool stuff on there. Side books, raw books, the whole 9 yards. So
You see BV's recent comment?
yeah.
There's plenty of them out there, man.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I got one for Star Trek Day.
All
Just came.
right.
As you're gonna see my glare.
Beauty.
Yeah,
Very
came
nice.
going on.
That's
Preserved in plastic for all eternity in the center of a dead planet.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So good to go. It's Michael Ansara's character. Fantastic. A lot of people don't know he was married to Barbara Eden, although I'm sure Magic Lasso's hip to that groove. But fantastic. He was the voice of Mr. Freeze in Batman the Animated Series, and of course, just great character actor in westerns and sci-fi and all kinds of stuff during his lifespan. So
What'd you
happy
think
to have
of
that.
Star Trek Day? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big Star Trek the Motion Picture guy, and they just had the 4K release of it. It's not enough to make me go buy a new TV and a 4K HD player. I mean, there's not a lot you can do, in my opinion, with some of these original prints, especially since a lot of them haven't been cared for. That was a print that was actually, in some cases, delivered wet to the theater houses in 1979. They were that late on the print of getting that out for premiere back in '79, and I think they just didn't give it enough care and love, and so if you watch, I mean, there's plenty of videos out now showing the before and after between the 2009 Blu-ray and of course now the 2021 4K restoration, and I mean some of the colors pop a little better, but it is what it is.
Absolutely, for sure. Are you excited for anything coming up?
I'm actually excited for Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I
Yes,
think that
sir.
has a lot of potential. Looks like Akiva Goldsman is going to be more of the showrunner rather than Kurtzman, which is a good thing.
For sure.
I'm a big Christopher Pike guy. I don't know if you guys saw the little cast reveal trailer. They're actually going to kind of mess with the canon a little bit. They're putting Cadet Uhura in the show, which
Yeah.
I'm very
Yes.
excited for.
Yes.
Having met Nichelle Nichols in the past, again, classy lady, great character from the TOS era, and I'm really pumped for that. I think it's going to be a good show. Picard looks okay. Discovery is okay. But I respect it. They are fishing for a new audience, and as far as Star Trek's longevity, that's good. That's a good thing, because eventually, I'm going to reach my zenith and have my run on this earth, and I enjoy what I enjoy, and I like some of the new iterations, but I don't love it.
I got you, for sure.
Yeah.
What about
I have a
Star Trek Prodigy? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think it's geared towards a younger set. I mean, I Lower Decks is okay. It's got that little Rick and Morty vibe to it, and there is some funny stuff in there. If you watch it, there's a couple of nice little jabs that they put in the show. But again, they're reaching just for that. I think it's just outside of my interest level. It's, because they didn't have some of that stuff, in the 80s and 90s, and we just weren't there, as a comedic sensibility with cartoons and stuff,
I got you.
So I didn't get in. So now, like, for me to delve into it, I have to develop a whole new appreciation level. And, like I said, it's enjoyable, but I'm not clamoring for it.
I hear. Magic, what were you going to say? I didn't mean to cut
I
you
have
off.
a Star Trek tie to the area that I'm living in right now.
Oh,
Kate Mulgrew is from this area that I'm living in.
Mrs. Columbo?
Yep.
Wow.
She still has family and stuff in this area too. I guess she comes back for holidays and so forth. So
That's
So
cool.
you're going to wait outside her house to get an autograph, is what you're telling me.
sure.
Magic Lasso's gonna magic lasso him.
There you go.
Nice.
I have some books. They're old pickups.
Yeah,
they were
sure.
they were new pickups back in the Bronze Age. But I snagged them from the box because I don't think this show has had enough Dazzler love lately. So let's start out with Dazzler number 4. We got Dr. Doom
Dr.
there in
Doom.
the background.
Loving it.
Doom.
Yep. And then how about some P.O. Dazzler number 8? She's not too happy on that cover. And we find on Dazzler 15, Spider-Woman's guest starring with her. Pretty cool cover. This scene does happen in the actual issue, although Dazzler is not in her costume at the time that it happens. So the costume's a little clickbait, but the scene actually does happen. Enchantress is back battling her in issue 16. I got 2 more I want to show you. Issue number 23.
That's cool.
That doesn't look good. for
And,
now, if that cover
The
came out
final
now.
one I have is the final issue of her series.
Oh,
The
that's
Beast
cool.
there. This is issue number 42. And
That's
for
really
those that were paying very close attention, as I showed these books here, I just did the Lost Comic Book Challenge right here.
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
You
the
sly,
numbers.
you.
So,
I did not
I
pay
haven't
attention to
seen
the numbers
anyone
for that.
I haven't seen anyone do the Lost Comic Book Challenge with Dazzler, and I thought, well, this is the show to do that. I know that Brock Morgan was planning on doing it, but he didn't have issue number 42, so that prevented him from doing it. And I thought, I'll come on Silver Age Sunday and do the Lost Comic Book Challenge with Dazzler, and she's the Disco Dazzler in most of them.
That's awesome. I'm so bummed because I didn't get my Star Wars out in time.
Well, I mean, there's no deadline to it. I mean, people can participate as long as they want to.
Yeah.
But I know that the title that you wanted to do, Cookie, someone else,
Yes.
and it doesn't mean that you can't do it even though someone else has. There's been repeats on there.
Okay.
But I think you wanted to be the first person to do a specific title, and someone beat you to it.
They did. They certainly did. One issue
But
away.
I still think you should participate, and I thank everyone who did. The cool thing about this is when you look at that hashtag Lost Comic Book Challenge on Instagram, at least for me, I'm seeing covers of books that I've never seen before, and that's what I love. And I love seeing what people have in their collections, and I mean, these are such random issue numbers that all tie into the TV show Lost. But that's why it's been fun for me. But there's no deadline to participate, and I thank everyone who has and everyone that will participate.
For sure. Double V was saying what numbers are in the challenge.
The numbers in the challenge are 4,
Mhm.
8, 15,
I got
16,
an idea.
23, and 42.
And he really want to know what they mean.
Oh, what they mean?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a character on the TV show Lost named Desmond, and he lived in this hatch. And he had this belief that if he didn't enter those specific numbers in that order, 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42, every 108 minutes on this computer, that the world would explode. So, and that played for several years on the show, those numbers being very important.
Honestly, Double V, if you, I don't want to say don't watch this, because I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate. Don't watch it. Don't waste your time.
No.
Time.
Seasons 1 through 3 are solid though, man.
Yes, but once I'm not gonna try to spoil too much. Once
Yeah, but once BB sits down and watches it, he's gonna want to watch the whole damn thing.
Well,
so it's not good.
You either have to watch the whole thing or watch none of it, because it's called Lost. Because if you miss an episode, that's what you are.
100%.
100%.
I was all in on that show. I mean,
was
like after it was over, I was hitting the internet. I was digging through all these, just web forums and figuring things out. Oh, they mentioned that book in the show. Oh, what, was it the incident on Owl Creek? I'm like, ooh, let me see what's. I was digging up every little literature reference. Watership Down. I mean, you name it. I was combing through tons of stuff to figure it out.
I downloaded Mama Cass Make a Little Music after that was played in the episode.
That was the first iTunes song I ever paid for.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. Which that actually has a tie to Desmond too. That song does. So
that's crazy. I remember doing it. I told Magic for this. And when I was in TV production, I actually had to go and do like a book report on TV that I watched, kind of just dissecting it, all of the different shots that were taken, the angles, the whole 9 yards into it, like a lot more in depth. And I picked Lost to do it. So every single episode, I would do my report on that. And after a while, I was like, man, this is the longest season thing I've ever done in my entire life. Like 9 seasons in, and you get to the end, I'm just like sitting like, what?
Mm-hmm.
But VV, I don't take my word for it. Do your own research, I would say. Watch it, see if you like it. And then if you do, we can talk about it. I'm sure Puff wouldn't mind talking about it as well when you guys do your... Even though it's movie review, you guys could do maybe a series review.
So I came into this show at the recommendation of a friend after season 1 had been completed, but they were still rerunning episodes before the restart of season 2 of the new episodes. And I was trying to learn who the characters were and everything too. And and remember whose name was who and everything. You know, like when you're new to a show, you're
Right.
trying to learn the groundwork. And this is so horrible, and I've never admitted this. I don't think I've admitted this on YouTube, but I'm going to today. So I could not. You can take me off full screen. I could not remember a particular character's name on that show, and I'd talk to my friend and I'd say, well, Rosie did this or Rosie did that. And they said, what are you talking about? Rosie? Who's that? I said, Rosie on Lost. And they said, what are you? There's no Rosie on Lost. I said, I know, but it's the one that Rosie O'Donnell plays. And they looked at me and like, what are you talking about? Rosie O'Donnell isn't part of the cast of Lost. And I said, then who the heck is playing Hurley?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's so messed up.
I don't know who that's a bigger insult to.
Oh, that's so messed up.
But did anyone else get the feels this week like I did when Cookie sent out that video about Blue's Clues?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I got the feels right there.
It was funny. My wife ended up sending it to me, and I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, oh my goodness, I thought he was like a cokehead. I had no idea he just went to college. I'm like, all these rumors circled around him being a cokehead, and that's why he was kicked off the show. And it was, I wanted to go to college.
Yeah,
I feel bad.
When I was younger and I'd wear a striped shirt, people would say I looked like him.
I can see that.
That's what they would say. So
if he plays this right, he can really turn this into something.
Oh, absolutely.
He could.
You know,
He
so
could.
I mean, time will tell.
For sure.
You know, nostalgia is so big right now.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. So Jeff, you have you're going to be going to a con this weekend, right?
Yeah, with Brian supposed to be going. I don't know if Puff was gonna go or not.
Yeah, I'll try and be there Saturday.
Okay.
What are you guys looking for? Anything in particular?
there is no try, Puff. Do or do not.
Coming from a Star Trek fan, that means
only
a lot
reason
too.
why is because my brother's iffy on going, and my comic shop is celebrating their 10th anniversary.
Okay.
This Saturday, so I want to try and experience both. So I'll probably go to my shop first, hang out there, get some video, and support them, and then head on to the con.
Are they having cake?
They had cake last year.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
And they're gonna have deals, so
Yeah. 20.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what are you guys looking for? Anything in particular?
Better, some better shaped vampies, and then when I get the better shaped ones, whatever I got, if Puff don't got, it's going to Puff. If it's not going to Puff, it's going to somebody that needs it.
Jeff, let me have some words with you right now. Vampy has a good shape already.
She doesn't need to get in any better shape. That's funny.
The con I went to in Fort Myers recently, and you probably know this name too, Magic. Trina Robbins was there.
Yeah.
I discovered in chatting with her that she said she came up with that original design for Vampirella for Frazetta back in 70-71. So she kind of like, did some kind of costume, whatever they do for designing clothing, and then presented that design to Frank Frazetta. And then, of course, he turned it into what it is today. So that was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Trina Robbins did a 4-issue Wonder Woman limited series after Volume 1 wrapped up. And it was in between Volume 1 and Volume 2 starting. So it was after Crisis, but before the beginning of Volume 2. Mm-hmm. And if you open up issue number 1, page number 1, you will see that it starts out with this big statue of Wonder Woman that's on Paradise Island.
Right. And
that was supposed to be the original fate of Wonder Woman in Crisis. She was supposed to be turned into a statue. And that's the only published piece that ever made it out into the public before they decided to it was kind of a last minute decision to change her at the end of issue 12 of Crisis and just send her back into clay.
Right.
But that issue from her limited series is the only place where you can actually see the original intention.
Right. Okay.
And I did ask Perez, I said, how are you going to bring her back, if she was made into a statue? Well, at that time, Perez wasn't going to be doing Wonder Woman Volume 2. And he said, we didn't have a plan for that. We were going to leave it up to whatever creative team came in.
Okay. She had also mentioned to me that she was the first woman to draw Wonder Woman, to do pencils. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I couldn't back it up, so I didn't want to call her on anything. I mean, not that I would have anyway. Just out of flat out respect. But I'm like, that's the first I've heard that. I don't know.
Yeah. I would say it's her or Ramona Fradon.
Okay.
But it very well could be Trina. I mean, it very, very well could be.
All right.
No, now I'm a little mad that I didn't go up there.
She was one. I mean, almost everybody walked away from that show. She was one of the few people that was there. I forget how old she told me she was. I thought she said 84. I think she said.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was up there.
Then when you told me, I'm like, damn it, I would have got her to sign Vampy 1. At least the reprint.
Yeah. I didn't even know the Vampy connection existed with her until we just, because hardly anybody was talking to. And I always mess up the guy who did Howard the Duck. Steve, is it Asciola? Is that his name?
I think I have one Howard the Duck comic.
I forget what his. I always mess up. But he was there. There were only 2 people there.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's it.
From a list of, it was initially, I think, 10 or 12 different artists and creators supposed to be there, but they were the only 2 there, kind of sitting diagonal from each other, and
Yeah. Now I'm a little upset I didn't drive up there.
According to what I see, she was the first to draw Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Yep.
So I know there's a Batman statue. I want to say, I think it's in New York or it's in Philly. Somewhere there's a Batman statue. Where would you guys want a Wonder Woman statue? Is there a Paradise Island that's for real?
No. I'll tell you where the Wonder Woman statue should be in the United States. It should be in Boston.
Should be in Boston?
Yeah, because when Volume 2 started and she came to the U.S., Boston was her first home in that Perez era. So I'd say Boston's where it should be.
Okay.
Nice.
And then I'd move to Boston.
I was going to say either Boston or in your front yard. One of the two.
Yeah. Yep. I go over every day and polish it and make sure there's no droppings on it. Or
nice.
I could see you at 96 with like a pail and a broom and just like sweeping up around there.
And a walker.
Oh, missed the spot.
My invisible walker.
Invisible walker.
That's great. So, Bronze, what are you looking?
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Who was you asking that to?
I think Jeff.
No, I was asking you.
Oh,
me?
Yeah. What are you?
What are we looking for at the cons? Okay, yeah, because I remember you did mention that before. Really, I'm in that little sweet spot where I'm being a little particular with books, and I only need a few to finish up runs. But like, I just recently went to Texas, and I found the books, but they weren't in the shape that I wanted them to be in. You know what I mean? So I don't need things to be 9/8. Because most of everything I'm collecting now is way past, and I'm either replacing a book that I want in better shape or one that I just missed and I don't have. So I found in Texas almost all of I only need 4 more Shazam books to finish my Bronze Age run. And I saw all 4 of them, but they weren't worth the price they were asking because there were pop staples and ripped corners. And I'm like, you can't ask a 8.0 or 9.0 price for a book that is clearly a 5 or a 6.
Mm-hmm.
So, I had to pass. What's that?
What issue numbers do you need?
Where's my phone at? There it is. I get everything here kept here for Daytona. So boom, boom, boom.
Pulling up that
issue number 8, 13, 21, and 34. And I have seen them out there, but they're, like I said, I don't need a mint, but I don't want them with pop staples and major creases that I can't get out, stuff like that. So I've seen them out there, but I just don't think they're worth what people are asking for in that condition.
Gotcha.
So.
But
I'm probably going to go there and, get a few books here and there. I'm not going to go too crazy. I do want to hook up Diecast Cook with some Batman books that he's been wanting. So I already got a list to get for him, because he's sitting on the stats of Milestone comics from the 90s. And, he's looking to send them some to me So I'll probably, because both our birthdays is a day apart. I'm the 29th and he's the 30th in September.
Okay.
So
That's awesome.
look out for each other, birthday girls.
That's sweet.
But before I leave, because I'll be leaving soon to jump on Rod Show, I want to ask Byron, like, how was the shops experiences that you went to in Texas? And
fantastic, man. Thanks for asking. I was in the Dallas area, so that's where I was closest to. But we also went to Louisville and a place called Flower Mound. So I went to 5 shops. I felt a little bad because I didn't have a car. I was there staying with my wife, and I were staying with a friend. So I didn't want to impose too much. And my friend Courtney was amazing taking me in all these shops and stuff. But we went to the Kennedy Museum as well, the book depository and stuff like that. So we did a lot of other things. In the food, man, I could talk to you for an hour about amazing food that we had there, from Tex-Mex to authentic Mexican to fried chicken. Oh, Babe's Chicken. I'm just going to shout out Babe's Chicken. Good Lord. If anybody ever goes to the Dallas area, if you don't go to Babe's Chicken, then you've been kicked in the head or something. You got to go there. So, but the shops were amazing. Just they were fans as well as owners of those shops. And I talked to them. They were so nice and so fantastic just to be there. And I shot video at all of them. So I'll have, stuff coming out. John Neville, actually, who I think you guys might know through Tom, he directed me to a place called Half Price Books that they have a mega store in Dallas. And that store just goes forever in terms of books. And there's a decent comic section, but most of it is copper and modern. There's not too much. But I guess that varies where you go, because he told me the Wisconsin store is actually very heavy in silver and bronze in terms of what they stock. So I guess it just varies where you go.
Not the Wisconsin stores that I've hit. I'm going to have to hit some other ones.
Okay.
But, yeah.
But yeah, so I picked up some Shazam books there, more of the modern stuff, just filling in some stuff. So I got a few things there in the Shazam era. I got a couple Conan books. I did pick this up. This is one of the Barry Windsor books. Now, I have this already, but I got this one in, a little bit of bad shape. I don't know how much you can see right there. But I'm going to try to clean this and press it. And I'm going to try a new little spine tick method there on the side that I saw online with a little steam presser to see if I can get those out. So it was in a dollar bin. So obviously I don't mind if I ruin it during my little test run to see if I can get it to a better grade.
For sure.
Nice.
Now for barbecue, what is Texas become your favorite barbecue? Or
oh man, I'm probably gonna have to tip my hat to North Carolina because I've been there. A friend of mine has a cabin up that way. My wife and I went there about 3 or 4 years ago and stayed with them. And the barbecue, the names escape me right now, but it was like actually run out of the back of the guy's house. They like lived in the front, but it was a full-on restaurant. Like if you drive around the back, you're like, does this guy live here? Or is this a restaurant? Because it's like the whole thing, like business up front, party in the back. So it's like living up front, restaurant in the back. It was like that seamless and separating. But man, fantastic barbecue there and peanut butter pie. Wow. But when we landed in Dallas, my friend Courtney picked us up. She's like, hey, you want to go get some barbecue? I'm thinking we're going to have to drive for a while. She drives right across the street to a place called Himes. And we dove into some barbecue there. And I had bacon burnt ends that I'd never had before. Oh, it's next level. I mean, my cardiologist would tell me what's wrong with you for eating that. Because it's essentially just a big heap of bacon fat. But incredible. I never had anything like that before. It's amazing. Loved it.
Awesome. There's podcasters that I listen to quite a bit. STS guys, they're actually, I think most of them are based over in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly what part, because of course Texas is massive, but they do talk some food as well on their podcast. So if you ever make it out there again, maybe look them up if they're in your region.
It's almost worth the flight. My wife and I are still kind of reeling from it. We're like, let's just book a flight and go eat chicken. It was that good. Yeah.
Babe's Chicken.
Yeah, Babe's Chicken, man. I haven't looked them up on social media or anything, but they got to have something. So
that's sweet. Awesome stuff, man. I'm happy you had fun.
Thanks, man. Thanks. It was great.
Yeah.
Sweet deal.
All right, guys. I'm gonna head on out.
No
problem. Once it's on 10 minutes before the show starts. So
all right,
you just want to let people know what's going on with you real quick?
Catch you, brother.
Later, y'all.
Take it.
That's a no, Cookie.
Yeah, that was a no. He's too busy. He's too busy for.
He got time for you. He gotta go.
Yeah, but like I said to Brian, I'm kind of upset that I didn't even know she was there because I looked up the list. She didn't appear on the list.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Now they got another show again for that same in November. So I know the promoter,
okay.
his name's Carmine, and Cookie was talking about media passes, so he's agreed to give me a media pass to come back in November.
Okay.
I forget
I'm down.
the date off the top of my head. I think it's the week that weekend of the 11th or whatever. It's right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but if she comes back, I'm down. I'm down to go again. Yeah, I'm down to go this time. Actually meet her and actually get her to sign the reprint of Vampy 1. I already knew. I've told people like, yeah, all the females that get mad about the outfit. I go, dude, a female actually created the outfit in the first place.
9 times out of 10, yeah. But the people that get bent out of shape about this stuff, they don't know their history, they don't know any of the lineage or any, and they're not willing to even dig for it. They just look for something to get cheesed off about, and then they start running their mouth.
The funniest thing, but when you told me, I'm like, oh, I knew that already. I dug into Vampy's history before I started liking her. Really, I'm like, let me dig into her history a little bit and see, learn about her. And then when you told me Trina was there, I'm like, son of a bitch, admit. Because she was sitting in the Warren office. That's the whole story. She was sitting in the Warren office.
Okay.
She was trying to get work. Because she's told the story so many times. Probably when you asked her, she didn't feel like because she already said during the interview that she was doing. She goes, every goddamn person asks me.
She just mentioned it very casually to me. We're actually talking about Wonder Woman, and we started talking about outfits. And we brought that up about revealing, not revealing, overhyped, over sexualized. That's what we were kind of talking about. And then we talked about the Minetta Spider-Woman cover. We talked about a little bit of that stuff, and what her take was on that. And then that led her into, she's like, oh, well, do you know Vampirella? And I said, well, yeah, I got a guy that builds his life around it. So and that's when she mentioned that just in passing to me when we were sitting there chatting.
Yep. She created it. She was sitting there in James Warren's desk trying to get a job. She was at the time she was really young. That's what her story is. She was really young, trying to get into the business, trying to get like at least something, anything. And then phone call comes in for Mr. Warren. So he answers the phone. Come to find out, guess who it is? Frank Frazetta on the phone. Right. Hey, what the hell do you want me to do with this outfit? And he goes, he was just gonna draw a normal bikini on her.
Right.
And then I guess Trina overheard it, and Trina was sketching an outfit out. Mm-hmm. And then I guess Mr. Warren would look down and goes, I like that outfit. So hands her the phone and asks her to explain it to Frank what he wants. Wow. That's how the outfit came.
I love how some of the greatest characters have the most simple origins or accidental truths behind them. Like, oh, you know what? I just happened to stumble upon that. That's amazing to me. It's good. That's good stuff.
Because there was at that interview, it was not just Trina. It was like a couple other people on that interview. But there was a cosplayer on there that I knew, and she's a bigger Vampirella fan than I was. And I go, hey, you're gonna be on a stream with the lady that created her outfit. And she goes, yeah, I didn't know that. And then and then they thanked me for like letting her know, because I looked it up, because when I looked it up online, I made sure to look it up because it goes Frank Frazetta and Trina Robbins. So I'm like, who the heck is Trina? So I went looking it up, and I'm like, when Lasso was at first Wonder Woman, I knew that already because I looked her up. So
okay, makes sense.
Yeah, so I looked all that stuff up, and I'm like, huh.
Yeah, I'd only seen her name just in various articles over the years. I didn't really know her connection to anything. I knew her name, and that was about it.
Right. That when you said Trina, I'm like, son of a bitch. And something told me to go up there too, and I'm like, damn it. I'm like,
that's a cool concept. Like the fact that you got to meet somebody who has the ability to sit in the limelight, but chooses not to. It seems like
right.
You definitely keeps yourself.
No, but she hates people. Like, she doesn't hate it, but she gets that question so much. It's like, it's like, damn it, man! Everybody just asks me about that. It doesn't ask me the first time I draw. Like, I'm the first woman to draw Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
exactly, for sure.
Like people ask her about the Wonder Woman thing, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people ask her but a lot more people ask her about the damn Vampirella outfit than anything. Like
Yeah.
everybody assumes that she actually drew that, like the canvas came to her and she actually, drew on the canvas.
Right.
But it was not. That was
her.
not the case. It's all her explaining it to Frank, and Frank actually drawing it on the canvas. And they've never met in person. She's even said that during that interview, saying her and Frank Frazetta never met in person. That would have been interesting. That would have been interesting just to see those two meet in person.
Right.
Like,
And to think like back then, it's not like you could really call somebody. You had to really like send off a letter here, wait until you get a response.
You couldn't even fax them.
Yeah,
that was,
Well, look at what we're doing right here. You know what I mean? I never would have thought this would have been possible in my lifetime. Watching, Star Trek on view screens, or I remember, like, I think it was James Cameron's Aliens. When I saw like Paul, I can't say who's the Mad About You guy. I lost his name, but Burke. He plays Burke in Aliens. And them just doing a little phone conversation. I'm like, wow, how far away are we from that? And that was because that was in '87. Obviously that wasn't happening then. So I'm like, how far away is that? And now, look at us. Here we are.
For sure.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Speaking of having fun, of course, we're coming up to that hour mark. So I wanted to go through the panel real quick. And if you guys want to tell what's going on in the near future with you, we'll start off with Bronze Age.
All right. Well, you heard us say, with Jeff and a little bit with Puff there, Daytona Beach Comic Con is coming up this weekend of the 18th. It's a 2-day show. New location at the fairgrounds this year as opposed to where they've been in previous years. It is a very pure comic book show. So if you are in the area or want to make the drive, this way, Daytona Beach is great. There's good food over that way. I'm going to be hitting up some more shops, shooting some video for the channel, doing videos on those local shops in the Sanford and Daytona Beach area. And then, of course, going to the con, most likely Sunday, but perhaps both days as well. So I'm looking forward to that. It's always one of the highlights of my cons for the year.
Very awesome. Sweet deal. And we will go over to Mr. Cantonese Comic Kid.
Well, I got Extreme Nerd Table going on tonight at 9 o'clock. And then the comic book, Robert and I's show comes back next week, our 100th episode. It might be an open mic night. It might be a special thing. You never know. Just keep a lookout out. And then we got Cantonese Comic Wednesdays. Is not going to happen this week because I have some adulting to do. So that's not going to happen. So, but that's pretty much what I got going on.
Sweet deal. And then Magic Lasso.
So earlier this week, I dropped a video that I opened up some of those Walmart 3-packs to see if I had any luck in finding some of those crazy, insane ratio variants. And I showed off some other recent comic book editions. This video is a little bit more of a modern flair to it. So coming up on my channel tonight, I'm part of Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. And I believe we are on Tim the Comic Collector's channel tonight. And we're doing JLA Scary Monsters, the second half. So issue 4, 5, and 6 of the 6-issue limited series that was written by Chris Claremont. Coming up on my channel, I have, on Tuesday afternoon, I'm dropping a video that's an AOK from Hoarder's Hide. And then there's also a prize win from Super Russ 9000's channel, courtesy of Comics with Murdoch. So that video drops Tuesday afternoon. Fingers crossed that there is a cover by episode scheduled for Friday.
I'm sorry.
Hint, hint, somebody has overdue library books. And if someone turns their video in on time, we will be looking at Ms. Marvel, issue number 50. That's going to be a bunch of fun, too. You can always do the Lost Comic Book Challenge on Instagram because I'm having a ton of fun doing that as well. Mama's Family starts in about 4 minutes. And my closing book, speaking of television, my closing book is one that I want to show, and I want my panel to tell me what is wrong with this cover. They are everybody's favorite next door neighbors, Barney and Betty, issue number 6, The Rubble. So what is off on this cover?
Looks like the
There's something not
supposed to be there.
Is it?
I'm not saying that. There's something that's off on this cover.
Is it Betty's lips are black?
No, but you're very close.
Binoculars on a petticoat?
No.
No. The bird? Something with the bird?
No.
Her hand. She has two things in her hands.
It has something to do with Betty.
I got a feeling it's hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
Is it her bow?
No. But it's not her bow specifically, but it's part of it.
The color.
Yes.
Ah.
Betty always wore blue.
Look at that. So I was right there. So I don't need to get a Mama's Family question then, right? I should. I got a
What's the name of the grandson on Mama's Family?
Oh, I'm gonna go and not look this up. Give me 1 second. The grandson. It's not Alan because Alan was that one It's definitely Rob.
Alan's the guy who played him.
See, I was on. Look at that. I was pretty good. That was a good guess. It's not Robert though, so it's got to be Jason. Final answer. No.
Answer.
Well, guys, on that bombshell,
it is for those that are wondering. Before I get cut off, because someone will get mad that it doesn't get answered. Bubba.
I was never going to guess Bubba,
who is played by Alan Kaiser.
Gotcha. Awesome stuff. Wow.
And the last thing I'm going to say, Bronze Age Bryon, please take me hunting with you.
I got to get up that way. You're maybe.
No, I'll come down. I'll come down to you.
Hey,
You've got the books.
Yeah, that's great, man. You know, we can schedule a time. I know we're talking with Puff about doing a comics crawl. Yeah, we just hit a bunch of places. It's fantastic. I mean, I love it. The closer I'm going to be to you is for Thanksgiving. I'm going to Tennessee, and I plan to hit some shops up in that Pigeon Forge area. So I'll be in the Gatlinburg.
Oh, I've got a recommendation for you.
Is it that Dolly Parton shop?
Yes, the Dolly Parton shop.
Okay, because I saw that video of yours. Yeah.
But I just want to say that I watch your videos, which number one make me want to be a better YouTuber. But every time that you're going through a store, I go, oh my gosh, look at all those books. And even the ones, even if you're just going like this real fast, a lot of times I can pinpoint ones that I know what that is. I know what that is. And I'm like, that's in the dollar bin or that's in whatever bin. And I'm going bonkers. So take me with you.
Well, if you notice, sometimes little quick flips I put in there for a lot of you guys. Like, I don't know if Jeff pays attention, but I'll like in this week's video for Hero Trader, I put some Vampy stuff in there on purpose. I'll put Wonder Woman stuff in there. I put some Superman stuff in for Puff. I got some Star Wars stuff in for Cookie this week. You know, so I purposely dropped some stuff in there. So it's not random. It's on purpose.
Yeah, I kind of figured some of the stuff was on. I'm like, I think he's doing some of the stuff on purpose.
Sweet deal. Well, panel and everybody else, thank you guys so much. I'm gonna throw up this book real quick. I don't know if you guys have a book handy to throw up while we close out the show.
Actually, I do. Since I'm gonna be doing something that Magic Lassos had recommended.
Awesome stuff. Well, everybody in the chat, thank you so much. My name is Panel Lamal. I thank you guys as well for tuning in to Silver Age Sunday. Until we meet again, take care, y'all.